Welcome to the class. So last class we have seen the method of section. So we have analyzed till now is simple stress, and we have used two methods, that is method of joint and method of section. Method of joint is used when you want to find out member forces for entire truss. But the method of section is useful when you want to calculate the member force for a particular bar or particular element. So that two method we have applied to the simple truss. Now today we'll discuss about the compound truss, how actually we can analyze the compound truss. So as already we have discussed in the before classes, that there are basically three types of trusses. One was that simple truss, that's what we have solved couple of problems, and then we have the compound truss, and then lastly we have the complex truss. So what is compound truss? Compound truss is nothing but the combination of two simple truss. So if you see this, so this portion is a one simple one truss, and this side is also another truss. So let me just erase that. Yeah. So basically, two simple truss are actually connected through. Yeah. So this is one simple truss and that is another simple truss. So both the trusses are connected through joint C and this bar HG. So that's about the compound truss, right? Compound truss composed of so many small simple trusses. So like here, this is also a compound truss. So two simple truss. This is one truss and this is another truss. These two trusses are connected through a bolt C and a bar HG. So now how to analyze the compound truss. So that is the agenda of this lecture. So already we have discussed there are two methods, that is method of joint and the method of section. So to analyze the compound truss, so we have to use both the methods simultaneously. Then only we can analyze the compound truss. We will use method of section first and then we'll use the method of section we'll use first, then we'll use the method of joint to find out all the reaction forces in all over the trusses. So already external forces are acting on this truss. For example, this 4, 2, 4, all these are external forces acting. So we know how to calculate the reactions at the two supports. Already we have discussed in the earlier classes. So just using summation of all forces about A equal to 0 and summation of all moment about A equal to 0 using equilibrium of equation, we can compute all the support reactions. So like for example here all the three external forces are vertical. So there is no horizontal force, right? So that's why horizontal reaction for this plane is also equal to 0. Similarly, uh, uh, similarly if you consider this one, reaction at R, this is if you consider this is RE and this is reaction AY, sorry, it is already mentioned. So the reaction here is EY and AY. So how to compute? So we have used summation of all moment about A may be equal to 0. If you apply a moment about A equal to 0, what are the forces acting? So one is this 4 kilonewton is acting clockwise direction and the distance is 2. So we'll have minus 4 into 2. Then again you have 2 Newton is acting towards, again this is also anti-clockwise, clockwise, and the distance is 2 plus 2, 4 from A. So again you have minus 2 into 4, right? And then again you have 4 which is also clockwise, means negative 4 into what is the distance? 6. And then again you have a reaction, support reaction is here, EY. So EY will be EY which is acting as a this direction. So anti-clockwise means positive EY into distance is how much? Distance is now 8. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 8 equal to 0. So if you solve this, how much you will get? EY. So EY you will get, this is 8, 8 minus 16, and then here you have the 24, right? So 40. So 40 by 8. So EY is actually 5. So that's what EY is 5. So like that you can compute the support reactions. So similarly, once you know EY is 5, then total how many will be AY? So total vertical downward force is 4 plus 4 plus 2. So total 10 downward. So 5 upward. So this also should be 5 upward. So now we have applied summation of all vertical forces equal to 0. So using this, you can compute easily what is the value of Ay. So okay, so anyway, we have computed the support reaction. Now our main objective is to analyze this compound truss, two, which is composed of two simple truss. So in here, I'll just demonstrate the principle, means how exactly we'll solve the problem. We may not use we may not solve directly this problem, but we'll demonstrate how actually it can be done. So as I said already, this truss is already composed of two simple truss. So this is one truss, and this is another simple truss which is connected through a point and a bar. So now what we'll do is we'll take a section here. We'll just separate out two bars. I mean, so we'll separate out two trusses, simple trusses. So once you make that this section, so we have so this section passes through this member, and this member. Three member it crosses. So we can calculate using method of section what is the member force for all these three members. So this is the section. If you see free body diagram for the left side. So we have taken a section here. That means we have exposed this force FHG and then FGJ and FBC. So let's find out. We use summation of all the moments now about C should be equal to 0 to find out what is the value of FHG. So if you take a moment about C, what will happen? How many forces will act? So FGJ anyway is passing through this point, so there is no moment because of FJC. Then FBC also there is no force because it is passing through this point. There is no moment. Now you will get moment because of this 4 kilonewton, which is acting anti-clockwise. So you will have minus 4 into 2 will be the moment because of this 4 kilonewton. So that's what is mentioned. So it is anti-clockwise means positive plus 4 into 2. Now you will get moment because of this also. Reaction force, so 5 kilonewton, that is actually clockwise direction, means it is negative. So minus 5 into distance will be 2 plus 2, 4. So that's what is mentioned here, 5 into 4 minus. Now another force is acting, that is FHG, which is also anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise means positive FHG, and what is the distance from point C is, so this angle is 60 degree, you can compute because all the lengths are given. So this inclined length is 4, and so height will be sine 60 degree, that will be the height. So this distance basically, so 4 into sine 60 degree will be the moment. So just you solve this equal to 0, the summation of moment about C equal to 0, then you will have the FHG equal to some value, you will get it. So now you know FHG, what is the value. Similarly, you can compute these two also, but for the time being that is also fine. So now what we have done is, we have now converted a compound truss into a two simple truss. Now see, you can imagine now this is a simple truss. So FHG, although it was a bar, we computed the value is 3.46. So we can now analyze this simple truss with a force acting 3.46 in this direction. We just substitute the value whatever we got here, and we just replaced here. So now it is a simple truss where external load is acting F3 that is 3.46, and vertical forces are anyway there. So now this is a simple truss. We can find out member forces using the method of joint. Similarly for the next portion also, this part also, now it is a simple truss. Again this also can be analyzed using the method of joint. So that's how actually we calculate the compound truss. So we substitute our compound truss into two or three simple truss, and then we use method of joint to analyze each simple truss. Using method of section, basically we divide all the simple trusses, and then we apply method of joint to calculate all the member forces. So that's how we use the compound truss. Thank you.